This debate will come in order. The resolution before us today is be resolved that cell phones be allowed in school. Representing the affirmative side in this debate is Rachel Hunt. Julia Park is representing the negative side. On behalf of Mrs. Graham's class, I would like to express a sincere welcome to Mrs. Fa, Mrs. Olson, and to the Group 10 students. We hope that you will enjoy the debate and learn from it. I, James H. Lee, am your moderator. I call upon Rachel Hunt to introduce the affirmative case.
Good morning, Mr. Moderator, my worthy opponents, and ladies and gentlemen. Today's resolution is be it resolved that cell phones should be allowed in school. Representing the affirmative side in this debate, I will argue that cell phones should be allowed in school. First, Mr. Moderator, cell phones should be allowed in school because if there is an emergency, such as an earthquake, then students need to be able to call their parents. In Korea, students study until midnight. If for some reason, one night, students at the academy are going to end later, then students need to be able to inform their parents. If they are not permitted to have cell phones at school, they will not be able to call their parents, and their parents will be worried when their students are late coming home. Second, Mr. Moderator, cell phones should not be disallowed simply because some students misuse them or use them to embarrass or bully other students. The good students should not be punished for the poor decisions of a few students. Schools need to allow the use of cell phones but should have strict rules governing their use. If any student disobeys the rules, he should be punished and he alone should lose the privilege of using a cell phone at school. Finally, Mr. Moderator, contrary to what my opponents say, cell phones are safe. Scientific studies have shown that cell phones do not cause cancer or other health problems. Therefore, there is no health reason for saying that cell phones should not be allowed in school. In closing, Mr. Moderator, I would like to say once again that cell phones are safe, convenient, and also helpful in emergencies. Furthermore, as long as there are rules governing their use in school, cell phones should be allowed in school.
I thank the member for her remarks. I now call upon Julia Park, the negative speaker, to give her constructive speech.
Good morning, Mr. Moderator, honorable judges, my worthy opponents, and ladies and gentlemen. Today, I will contend that cell phones should not be allowed in school. First, I will explain to you how young students end up misusing their cell phones. I will also argue that students' language skills are greatly suffering from the use of their cell phones for text messaging. First, Mr. Moderator, grade students are too immature and hence may end up misusing their cell phones. These days, some students use their cell phones for cheating their exams. There have been incidents where some students called school authorities and lied about bomb threats just to avoid attending classes. Also, some students misuse their cell phone for spreading ugly and hurtful rumors about other students and staffs. This can prove to be very detrimental to the victim's well-being. Because cell phones are being so misused and abused, cell phones should not be allowed in school. Second, students are becoming too dependent on their cell phones. They are relying too much on their cell phones to converse with their friends, and they are spoiling their language skills. They're getting so used to writing short forms of words that they cannot spell words properly when writing assignments or exams. Prohibiting students from bringing cell phones to school will reduce the number of students whose language skills are greatly suffering to the direct result of text messaging with their cell phones. Before closing, Mr. Moderator, I would like to repeat 2 reasons why I believe so strongly that cell phones should not be allowed in schools. First, because young students tend to misuse their cell phones. And second, because of the adverse effects that cell phones messaging is having on students' language skills. Thank you.
I thank the member for her remarks. As this time, the first speaker for each side will deliver a rebuttal and summary speech. No new information may be introduced during these speeches. We will start with the first negative speaker.
Before I begin my summary, I would like to rebut the points made by my opponent. The affirmative speaker said, in case of emergency, students should be able to be in touch with their parents. But I, the negative speaker, say other adults will make sure that kids are safe. The affirmative speaker said, good students should not be punished because of other students' poor decision. But I, the negative speaker, say, school is a place to study, not to bring their cell phones. The affirmative speaker said, cell phones are safe. But I, the negative speaker, say, cell phones do not cause lung cancers, but can cause brain cancers. Now I would like to begin my summary. I, the negative speaker, strongly believe that cell phones should not be allowed at school because grade students may end up misusing their cell phones and because cell phones are detrimental to students' language skills from the use of their cell phones for text messaging. Thank you.
Now, the affirmative speaker will give her rebuttal and summary.
I would now like to begin the rebuttal. The negative speaker said that some students use cell phones trying to bully or embarrass other students. But I, the affirmative speaker, say that the good students should not be punished for the poor decisions of a few students. If any student disobeys the rules, then students should be punished and they have to lose the privilege of using a cell phone at school. Also, the negative speaker said that text messaging in the cell phones can destroy students' language skills. But representing the affirmative side, I say that if students don't use wrong grammar or bad language, then their language skills will be fine. I would now like to begin my summary. In this debate, I argued that cell phones should be allowed in school because students need phones to contact their parents during an emergency. Also, I pointed out that only students who abuse the privilege of having cell phones at school should lose that privilege. Finally, I explained that there was no health reason for prohibiting cell phones in school, as cell phones have been scientifically proven to be safe. For these reasons, Mr. Moderator, the resolution must stand and cell phones should be allowed in school. Thank you.
Now debate is ended. Thank you for being a great audience.